Long before David Goggins became a symbol of endurance, he was an overweight exterminator on the graveyard shift, spraying poison into cockroach-infested corners. Living on a diet of fast food and many donuts, he was trapped in a cycle of depression and comfort. His physical weight was a direct consequence of a mind that had accepted a bleak, low-effort future. Typical pep talks and self-help hacks fail here. They provide a temporary chemical spike, but they don't actually change the habitual, self-limiting choices that keep a person at the bottom. Escaping that rut requires more than just a momentary burst of energy. It demands the abandonment of temporary inspiration in favor of a radical, uncomfortable honesty with yourself. Goggins broke his cycle using a mechanism he calls the accountability mirror. It's a feedback loop designed to bridge the gap between admitting a personal fault and taking a specific action to fix it. The process is manual. You write your insecurities, your dreams, and the raw facts of your situation on sticky notes and attach them directly to your bathroom mirror. This forces a daily confrontation with your own excuses. It turns abstract goals into a checklist of small, incremental steps that you are strictly responsible for completing every single day. This requires the total abolition of the ego. You look in the mirror and call yourself exactly what you are: fat, lazy, or uneducated, so you can finally stop lying to yourself. By identifying these weak spots, you stop running from your past. You begin to use those negative experiences as the fuel required to rebuild your character from the ground up. This photograph shows candidates submerged in the freezing Pacific during Navy SEAL Hell Week, a 130-hour test pushing recruits to the edge of hypothermia. The instructors are professional bullies. They use relentless physical punishment and sleep deprivation to create a fatal funnel that forces candidates to ring the bell and quit. To fight back, Goggins developed a psychological tactic called taking souls. It's about gaining a tactical advantage over an adversary by outworking their expectations. When an instructor expects you to break, you find a second wind. You perform at your absolute peak when they think you have nothing left. By dominating the task when you are supposed to be at your weakest, you hijack the minds of your bullies. You neutralize their power by proving that their obstacles cannot touch your will. This proves while the physical suffering of Hell Week is real, survival is a mind game. Victory is determined by who maintains emotional control when everything else is falling apart. This sign marks Badwater Basin, one of the most hostile environments on Earth. Running 100 miles here means enduring organ failure and stress fractures. At miles 70, the body begins to shut down. The brain's immediate instinct is to panic and search for any rational excuse to quit. To override panic, Goggins uses the cookie jar, a mental energy bank of past victories and survived traumas. When pain overwhelms, recalling a specific triumph creates a cognitive shift that reminds you of your capabilities, breaking the suffering cycle. Systematically cataloging your past endurance creates a reserve you can weaponize. It provides the proof needed to stay in the fight when your body begs to quit. This gauge represents the 40% rule. Your initial blast of fatigue is a biological governor protecting the body. The brain manufactures pain to force you to stop before physical failure. Bypassing it means ignoring the alarm to access the remaining 60% of your capability. Pushing through that 40% threshold establishes a new standard for your endurance. It proves that what you thought was your absolute limit was just the halfway point. By employing these tools, Goggins transformed himself into the only member of the armed forces to complete SEAL training, Army Ranger School, and tactical air controller training. But he argues that you cannot be satisfied with yesterday's wins. He practices a mindset called starting at zero, where every morning all your past trophies are wiped completely clean. Living this way means the refrigerator is never full. You wake up every day as if you are back at day one of training, looking for the next challenge to keep your mind from softening. This is a daily war against the gravity of comfort. It requires a constant search for new friction to ensure you never revert back to the 40% baseline.